Viewers, this is India Global. The next 30 minutes, we are going to bring you up to speed with the regional conflict that's taking place in Israel, between Israel and Iran, and threatening to engulf the wider region. But first up, we get you the headlines. Distress call by Indian students in Tehran. Tehran's Indian embassy continuously monitoring the security situation and engages with the Indian students to ensure safety. Some also being relocated with the embassy's facilitation to safer places. Deadly conflict between Israel and Iran enters its fourth day. Both sides continue firing waves of missiles overnight, and international pleas for diplomacy and de-escalation seem to fail. 5 killed, 90 hurt as Iranian missiles strike central Israel. Searches through rubble ongoing. Israel claims killing Iranian intel chiefs and opening assault air corridor to Tehran. Viewers, the latest that's unfolding in the Middle East is that Iran and Israel have been bombarding each other's crucial facilities now for more than 3 days. 3 nights is when these strikes have continued, and there's been heavy amount of damage that's been inflicted on both sides. And in the midst of this crossfire, Indian students seem to have been caught in the middle. There are hundreds and thousands of Indian students predominantly from Kashmir who are in Iran. Most of them are studying in medical colleges there, and they seem to be stuck in the middle of this crossfire. Efforts are being made to relocate some of them, ensure that some of them can even be evacuated from Iran safely. Iran has responded to India's clear outreach, saying that we need to ensure that our Indian nationals are safe. To that, Iran said that while the airspace may be shut, the land borders are open, allowing for evacuation to take place. I want to first play out that soundbite of the student who's asking. It was her distress appeal to ensure that she and many like her are safe. Let's play that out first. We come back and talk more about her, the Indian students, and the regional conflict that's not looking to end anytime soon.
एट दिस पॉइंट हमारे जो भाई हैं तेहरान यूनिवर्सिटी के जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं उनकी बॉयज डॉम के नज़दीक ही हमला हुआ है एंड दे हैव आल्सो बीन अफेक्टेड बाय द अटैक और कुछ जो स्टूडेंट्स हैं वो जख्मी भी हो गए हैं. सो वो हालत हमारी भी ना हो जाए उससे पहले प्लीज हमें इवैक्यूएट कर दिया जाए, क्योंकि इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे ना हमें वाटर सप्लाई है डॉम की, ना नेट, इंटरनेट इज वेरी वीक. इंटरनेट बिल्कुल भी नहीं चल रहा है, ना मैसेज जा रही है, ना आ रही है, ना प्रॉपर्ली कम्युनिकेट कर पा रहे हैं हम किसी से भी. और ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट अभी शायद इलेक्ट्रिसिटी भी चली जाएगी और उसके बाद हमारा वाईफाई भी डाउन हो जाएगा, जिसपे हम अभी थोड़ा बहुत इंटरनेट चला रहे हैं और उसके बाद हम शायद बिल्कुल भी कम्युनिकेट ना कर पाए. तो प्लीज आई रिक्वेस्ट LG मनोज सिन्हा, NCM उमर अब्दुल्ला कि हमें जल्द से जल्द इवैक्यूएट कर दिया जाए.
Viewers, as this conflict continues, the American embassy in Jerusalem has been shut now, and America has said that the missile hit near its embassy in Tel Aviv, and the US ambassador to Israel has confirmed the closure, saying that shelter in place still in effect, even as the US has said that there's been some sort of a minor damage that has taken place on the embassy premises. Even as the conflict continues, the bombardment continues, let's now try and understand where exactly has the damage been inflicted the most. What are the kind of latest images that are coming in, viewers? And we're going to put that out for you to understand that the airstrikes by Israel, where all have they targeted? This is Iran's nuclear facility in Natanz that's been hit by Israeli strikes, and that's the damage that's been done. Again, it started with the Iranian nuclear facilities. That's the premise of these strikes by Israel. There you can see that. That's the damage that's been done. These are all Maxar images that are telling exactly the extent of damage that has been done by Israel's strikes that are targeting Iranian nuclear facilities. Now, this is the missile facility that has been in the Kermanshah area, where you can see the buildings have been destroyed, And these images tell you that. This is the Kermanshah area where the buildings have been destroyed. There you can see that after the missile strike by Israel, what is the kind of damage that has been done to that structure. The question that we're going to try and address later is this enough to stop the Iranian nuclear process? That's the larger question. We're going to come to that in a bit. But this, you can see, has been the kind of missile strikes that have taken place. If we have other, let's quickly put that out as well. This is the Shiraz nuclear facility, where fires are burning at the Shiraz missile facility of Iran. Those are some of the visuals that are coming in. There you can see. There's a before and after for you to understand the kind of damage that has been done. So, as I said, this is for viewers to understand how significant this escalation has been, how quickly it has actually climbed up the escalation matrix, as both sides have rejected, or at least Iran has most certainly rejected any possible diplomatic window. It has rejected those talks as well. These are central Israel visuals coming in where Iranian missiles have caused significant damage. The death toll is climbing. The Iranian death toll stands at upwards of 220. The death toll in Israel is at around 8. That's the number, but we're going to keep revisiting that. This is the Tel Aviv images that are coming in on your screens. You can see residential complexes, residential areas being targeted by Iran in these missiles. Again, what is the civilian death toll? Latest numbers, we're going to keep coming back to you. Those, of course, tell you. Before we move any forward, let me quickly now play out the soundbite of Benjamin Netanyahu, Israeli Prime Minister, in the wake of the Iranian missiles that seem to indicate that this conflict may escalate from here. Listen in.
הטייסים הנפלאים שלנו מעל טהרן. טהרן בוערת. אבל אנחנו מכוונים לא לאזרחים, אם כי אמרנו להם להתפנות. הם מתפנים. בפינוי המוני. זה קורה עכשיו. אתם לא שומעים את זה, כי האיראנים מסתירים את זה. אבל זה מה שקורה. אבל הם, לעומת זאת, הם תוקפים, מפציצים את האזרחים שלנו. בתמרה, בתל אביב, בראשון לציון, ברחובות, בכל מקום. אנחנו כמובן פועלים אחרת.
All right, I'm going to slip into a very short break, viewers. Come back on the other side and get you all details, perspective and views on this big story that we're keeping a very close watch on. All right, viewers, let's now quickly get in an important voice to decode this from here on. Dr. James Dossi, he's a journalist and a Middle East expert, joins us on the broadcast. Dr. Dorsey, as things stand right now, it looks like both sides are unwilling to back out. Diplomacy looks extremely unlikely to be able to achieve any results. But also this comes amidst very mixed signals coming in from the Trump administration, isn't it?
Well, first of all, I think that what the situation that you have is that Israel, or you have two countries that both have something to prove. In other words, Israel has had an intelligence setback, a significant intelligence setback with the Hamas attack on October 7, 2023. Iran just suffered last week, Friday, an immense intelligence setback given Iran's ability, which it has demonstrated before, to penetrate the country. Having said that, at this point, the position is Israel wants to press forward until it has achieved its goals, even if it's not quite clear what those goals are. And at the same time, the Iranians have said, we will not back down, we will fight, but we will just de-escalate the moment the Israelis halt their attacks. The only party that can really step in here with influence is the United States. And the fact of the matter is that the Trump administration is divided. It is on the one hand divided between the Make America Great Again proponents,
absolutely,
who basically feel that Israel and the U.S. interests do not always overlap, and that the United States should pursue its own national interests, and also feel that the Middle East is less important to them, and also finally feel that there are other ways to deal with Iran.
Indeed.
And there is, of course, the pro-Israeli figures who've been on the defensive within the administration. But what has changed and what is important now is that there's a split within the Make America Great Again crowd between those that endorse the Israeli strikes and want the United States to support it.
Yes.
And those that feel this is not America's war.
Indeed, and I think that's going to be an extremely important side story to what's happening, because at the end of the day, for the Trump administration to take any significant action, get involved more directly, the MAGA brigade could actually either force its hand or restrict for them to actually take any major action. I'm going to now get in the other important voices. Dr. Dorsey, stay with us. I want to get in two important voices. These are two students who are stuck in Iran. In the midst of all this, these are students who are caught in the crossfire. I think this is Hanaf Ishaq and Kashif Mukhtar. They are medical students in Iran. I want to first thank you both for coming to NDTV and tell us what is exactly happening right now on ground. What are you hearing? What is the present situation? Where are you taking refuge? Tell us everything that's happening right now.
First of all, good afternoon. Thank you for having us here. Thank you so much for the atmosphere, the tensions are pretty much this past week has been pretty much intense. The situation is not calm as it should be. It's non-friendly. It is pretty much intense. The tension is in air.
Where are you right now? Are you facing any? Are there any sirens that are going out in the backdrop? Any word from the authorities? Tell us all that. Okay, I can barely hear you, sir. Okay, I think Kashif, if you want to come in there. Okay, I think let's get an Hanaf then to Hanaf. There's a bandwidth issue there. Any one of you can speak, please.
Whatever.
Yeah, go ahead.
The sirens, just there are times when you hear the sirens, you sleep, you go to bed, are going all around. The missiles, the strikes going all the time. It was just yesterday when I was at a grocery store and a missile struck a building near me. So sirens are all the time going around. The sirens are, of course, here. It's waiting for us to watch these.
How many of you are there? How many of you are there? How many Indian students are there in total?
I think it should be around, the number is around 8,000. There are around 7,000 to 8,000 Indian students here in Iran. In Tehran, there are around 3,000 to 4,000 students.
Okay, I have a request. Could you just turn the camera around and show us the campus there, so for us to get a sense of where you are?
I'm right now in my medical school campus waiting for our buses. We are getting relocated right now. You can see the Indian Embassy consular just came here. They were here to assess the situation. They were here. All the officials were here. They provided us the buses, and now we're waiting to leave.
Okay. So Indian Embassy officials are there. They are trying to help you. There are hundreds of students, predominantly from Kashmir, who are there in Iran. Most of them are there to study medical. And they're actually medical students, and we're waiting for them. I think it's a bad line, and we're going to try and correct once again with him. But Dr. Dorsey, let me come back to you. This was important because this is the human side of a conflict, isn't it? People get caught in the crossfire, even as there are leaders who are trying to have wins on the geopolitical chessboard.
Indeed, I mean, people are getting caught in the crossfire. Civilians, innocent people across the board. That's true for the Israeli strikes in Iran, not because Israel necessarily is trying to target civilians, but of course, if you take out an apartment in a multi-story apartment building, the likelihood is that others are going to get hurt. And on the other side, we've seen at least 20 dead since Friday, or about 20 dead since Friday in Israel, which partly because of strikes that hit apartment blocks, residential apartment blocks, not necessarily because the Iranians were targeting those, but maybe because the Iranian targeting is imprecise. And then just not to think of all the casualties that we've seen in Gaza over the last 18, 19 months.
Right. In fact, let me go back to the students. We're going to keep coming back to them simply because, as I said, that's the human side of the tragedy. Those views that that we are getting right now from Hanaf and Kashif. Yes, go ahead. Show us the campus. Show us what's happening right now on ground.
You can see the students with their belongings waiting for the buses for getting relocated. All of them in intense fear. The atmosphere is tense. All of them are here just waiting for buses right now. We have been here for an hour, and the members from the Indian embassy came here to assess the situation. They provided us with buses. Now we are getting relocated in some moments.
Okay. How many students are there?
I think there are around 450 students right now in my campus right now.
Which campus is this?
The other universities like...
Which campus is this? The Shahid Beheshti Medical University.
University and Tehran University, they have medical campus. Yeah, that's right.
So you are saying 450 students are waiting right
So
now with their
the
belongings. And what's the route that they will take? Because it has to be via land.
Yeah, exactly. We are going to, right now we are going to Qum. It's a hotel for now. I don't know what plans they have forward, but for now we are leaving Tehran.
Okay, in 1 hour you are leaving Tehran. Have you spoken to your families? I'm sure they must be very worried about how things are unfolding. What have you told them?
Yeah, we are continuously in touch with our families. They are worried, but we are trying to, assure them that we are fine. But actually, we are not. We are not safe right now. Missiles struck buildings near us, and seeing dead bodies around, it's traumatizing.
Of course it is, and you've been very brave to talk to us about it and also show us the campus. Viewers, the visuals that you see on your screens right now are of the Shahid Beheshti Medical University, the campus there, where you have about 450 odd students who are lining up with their belongings to now be evacuated with the help of the Indian embassy. India reached out to Tehran, who said that, and the official word came in that while the airspace may be shut, all land borders are open and students can be evacuated. Those are the visuals that we are playing out for you right now. The Indian students lining up to be evacuated from Tehran, which is now turning out to be a major issue, given the fact that the escalation between Israel and Iran is continuing, and all options with regards to diplomacy looks very unlikely. Okay, I want to then also ask you, have you been able to speak to some of the other Indian students who may not be at your campus but somewhere else? Are they also getting evacuated like this?
We are all in continuous touch with each other. We are all for each other right now. That's what we have right now. Some universities, like in the bordering areas like Urmia University, they have been shifted. They have been evacuated. In fact, they are right now going to Armenia. They have been officially told that they'll be evacuated through Armenia. So right now they are, I think they should be in Armenia right now. They'll be evacuated through Armenia.
So some of them will be evacuated, most of them through the land route, which is Armenia. Also tell us any specific message that came in from the Indian embassy. They've been monitoring very closely with the situation that's unfolding. What's the message that's come in from the Indian authorities?
They started, I would say they started to act a bit late. We were
all right. Okay, so I think the signal is an issue, but you heard what those students were telling us, which is that they will be evacuated. They are lining up, queuing up with their belongings to be evacuated safely out of Tehran. All right, let's now quickly welcome Dr. Alvit as well, who's joining us from Pune to talk about what this conflict is set to look from here. He's done a lot of research on Israeli medical industries, arms exports. And I want to understand from you, sir, that at this stage, it looks like there's been a lot of heavy damage that's been caused to the Iranian facilities, but not enough to stop the program. Does that mean that the Israeli strikes will continue?
Yeah, thank you for having me in a very short notice. There's a little bit of a correction. It's not medical industries. I work on military industries.
Military industries, yeah.
Yeah. So looking at the developments right now in this part of the world, I think there is a little bit of concern. There's a lot of concern with regard to how both the countries are reacting against each other. Given the way how both the countries are retaliating against each other, I don't see any de-escalation at the moment. And who would be, and on what ground would these countries de-escalate their positions vis-a-vis the other remains, to me, a big question to be answered. But the situation is getting grim. And I don't see any improvement in the relation in the situation right now in West Asia or Middle East.
Right, a quick word, sir, before I head into a break, which is that how big a threat do you think the Iranian ballistic missiles are? Because that's really the backbone of their response, isn't it? So how significant do you think the strikes could be from the Iranian ballistic missiles? Right.
See, we have seen a little bit of a difference in the way how the Israelis have been able to defend themselves during last year's attacks in April, as well as in somewhere in June or July, I forgot the month. But Iran has been spending a lot of money on long-range missile systems, and that has been one of their objectives before they go nuclear. And for several years, we have been hearing about that they have a strategic depth. The strategic depth could be in terms of their support for the proxies, which are operating in various parts of the region, but at the same time, they are also hinting at the possessions and the acquisitions of their own long-range missile system. So we all have seen the kind of a damage this has caused this time, particularly in the ongoing conflict right now, as compared to the skirmishes that we witnessed sometime last year. So this is going to be a long-drawn affair.
It really will be.
Yeah, this is going to be a long-drawn affair, and the inability of some of the air defense systems of the Israeli military, also would be, considered and pondered upon by the establishments along the journey.
All right, Dr. Alvit, I have to take a short break, but thank you for that perspective. Yes, someone who understands the Israeli military industries very well. Viewers.